I opened my mouth and told my husband, why is it looking like, why is it seeming like everything I've trusted God for this year, I don't want to cry. I was speaking words, praying, crying on that walk, listening to that song. That's why that song is just like, I lay you, Father, you're unchangeable. And 12 on the dot. Somebody said 12 on the dot. Now to the labor and delivery story. So yeah, this is another testimony. The labor and delivery story. So yeah, I really do not know where to start right now, because so help me God not to get overwhelmed and to start crying, because throughout the pregnancy we saw the hand of God. For the labor and delivery, God showed up mightily for us. Okay, fast forward to 36 weeks appointment with the doctor. That was the point we checked, and it felt like the baby's weight was already like becoming too much. Like the baby's weight was on the big side. And before then, I would always ask the doctor, I want to check the baby's weight. I want to check the baby's weight. Because my mom had told me I was a very big baby. I was above 4 point something kg when she gave birth to me. So the baby's weight was becoming an issue. So we checked and it was a lot, and the doctor said, oh no, it's not even certain that, you know, it might come down. You all saw like my pregnancy, just the bump. Even from the bump, you can tell that this woman is going to have a big baby, right? So we checked 37 weeks, we checked 36 weeks, then 37 weeks, that even increased, you know, way above. So the doctor was already saying that, oh, there's a woman that just gave birth to a 4 point, is it a 4.2 baby? That, okay, my baby is already given that range and all of that. And I was scared at a point, and after the 37 weeks appointment, thank you so much, PD. From that 36 weeks, something told me to reach out to PD. I don't know, I just keep having the urge to reach out to her. I was like, I don't want to disturb PD. So fast forward to 37 weeks, immediately we checked, and it was like, oh, that was the same thing. I told my husband I want to reach out to PD, because I didn't tell him the last week, because he would have insisted and made sure that I reached out to her. So I told my husband I want to reach out to PD. She was like, okay, let me check if it's still filming. So my husband was like, okay, now reach out to her. So I reached out. I texted PD and told her that, oh, can I call you, ma'am? She now said, oh, sure, why not? So I said, oh, okay, I was going to call her. I would say that call changed a lot, you know, of the way I was thinking. Number one thing she told me was that there's no mode of delivery that is not supernatural, either labor or CS. This is me that I'd read, there's a book, oh God, mom brain. I don't have mom brain. Supernatural childbirth, right? I'd read it over and over again. I read it with my husband, we have spoken words. You know, as good as that book is, there's a way it makes, you know, other forms of delivery, you know, not supernatural. So PD at that point told me that there's no childbirth method that is not supernatural, cesarean section or vaginal delivery. Then she also told me to make up my mind on what we're going for. I told her I'd made up my mind since that it's going to be vaginal delivery. So she said, okay. Then she shared her testimony with me. And that is why, you know, there's something, see, testimonies are very, very powerful, right? So she shared the testimony of how, let me not go into her testimony. So after sharing that testimony, I was on the call with her and all of that. And as I got off the call, I shared it with my husband and told her that is going to be me. And then my husband said, remember that PD's parents, sorry, I don't really want to go into details. Remember that they have, like, you know, medical personnel around. Though. I said, okay, not that part of the story, but every other part of the story. So fast forward to 38 weeks. So I was trusting God that the baby would come. So we had spoken with the doctor, and, you know, we knew that if the baby, by the time it would be 40 weeks, the baby would be very, very big. That was just it. So I didn't want to wait until 40 weeks to give birth. So we kept speaking words, and it felt like we had agreed that, okay, by 38 weeks, yeah, the 38 weeks, was it 38 weeks or 39 weeks? I really can't remember right now. But by 39 weeks, we're going to go in for an induction. And for me, when I told people were like, oh, induction is painful, all of that, for me, it was not really, I I didn't see it as a problem. I didn't see any problem with induction, right? My sister had proud me of that. Oh, you can do it. She did it, and it's not, your pain tolerance is even more than mine, so you'll be fine and all of that. So we had made up our mind that if the baby does not come before 39 weeks, we are going in for an induction. So fast forward to 38 weeks. In fact, I didn't want to go for photo shoot because at that point everything on my mind was baby should just come, baby should just come. I was like, if you don't do this shoot, you're going to, I know you will not like it. When you look back, you wish that you took this picture. So it was like last minute decision. I took the picture the day, we the pregnancy was 38 weeks. That was the day we went out. I was so heavy, and at that point it felt like, oh, nothing was happening, and we had agreed with the doctor by Wednesday, that's 38 weeks plus, if the baby does not come before that antenatal day, I would come in the evening instead of the normal during the day antenatal. I would come in during the evening, and I would be induced overnight to give birth. So Tuesday night, I was still holding on to God that baby is going to come on his own. Nothing's going to happen. I was still holding on to, did I say Tuesday night? Sorry, Monday night into Tuesday, because Tuesday into Wednesday. So Monday into Tuesday, I was still holding on that baby's going to come, all of that. And I woke up Tuesday morning and it felt like, I opened my mouth and told my husband, why is it seeming like everything I've trusted God for this year? I really don't want to cry, but I told my husband that, why is it looking like a lot of things I've trusted God for this year, I'm not getting them? And then immediately I said that, before my husband even responded, I felt a rebuke. It was a rebuke. I felt like, no, this is not something. You are holding on to faith. Your words should, it should be in line with what you are holding on to God for. So immediately before my husband said, I said, no, I should not have said that. So I told my husband I wanted to take a walk. I'd been taking walks, so I took a walk that morning. I was listening, jamming Sumisola. You can never disappoint. I listened to it so much. I was praying and praising God, and still, at that point, like, Lord, your promises are yeah and amen. You are faithful. You are still faithful. You are ever faithful. So I was speaking words, praying, crying on that walk, listening to that song. That's why that song is just like, I lay you, Father, you're unchangeable. Your promises are yeah and amen. You say a thing and it comes to pass. So I kept saying it. I kept saying with so much conviction. So I prayed. I walked that morning, took my walk, and came back. I was still praying it, still trusting God, still thanking God regardless, right? So I came back from my walk, and Tuesday night I did all my birthing exercises. I'm like, there's still time. This is last minute. Remembering Peter's testimony and everything, I said, I don't want to be induced. Like, that's like our last option. So Tuesday night, it was like, 11 something. It was even around 11 something. I slept. 11 something p.m. I slept. My husband was beside me. He was seeing a movie on the laptop. I guess he didn't want to leave me alone in the room, and I don't know why he was just in the room with me. And 12 on the dot. Somebody said 12 on the dot. That Wednesday that I was supposed to go in for the induction. 12 on the dot, I was woken up by a sharp pain. It wasn't sharp, so sorry. That was just me being poetic and dramatic. But I was woken up by a pain. So I woke up, stood up, felt it. But I didn't I was not quick to tell my husband that, I was having contraction, because it felt like previous days leading up to that, I would have contractions. I would even tell my husband, oh, we'll start timing and all of that, and it ended up being false. So I didn't do much about it. I just went to the toilet, came back. I think it was around 12:05 that I now started timing the contraction, that, wow, this is getting real. So my husband did not have a phone at that point. It was just my phone, and I was timing it. So that's why I could not even vlog. Vlogging did not even come to my mind. So I was timing it. So I started timing, and I told my husband, looks like this is getting real. So I started having the contraction, and then it started, becoming really intense. I was like, is this how the early stage can be? Because I've heard that early stages, is not so. But I say, why is it so intense? I'll be on my ball, bounce on my ball. I was timing the contraction, and then around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, around 2 o'clock, that was like 2 hours into it. I told my husband that no, around 1 o'clock, that was 1 hour into it, that why is this, like, they are not far apart as it should be. Then my husband said, it's not nothing serious, Joe. At that point, I told my husband, please start booking boats. You need to go to the hospital. So, and that was like 1 p.m., 1 a.m. at night. So we're still trying to book boats and all of that till 2. By that 2 to 3 was now really, like, really close together. I just knew that what's going on. But then I kept saying, I've not seen all the symptoms I'm supposed to see, like mucus plug and all of that and all of that. But then at the point, I was winging it. I was still talking to. When it got so intense that I could not talk through the contraction. Okay, I was still talking. I can't remember at what point I knew that it was intense, but for me, it still felt like it wasn't so. Yeah, it was. I was feeling it, but it wasn't so bad. So at a point, I now vomited. Okay, my husband said I should take my bath, so I took my bath. And while taking my bath, I vomited. And while vomiting, the mucus plug came out. So I knew that we had to go to the hospital at that point. So I told my husband, by all means, take this, looking for boats seriously. It was still my phone I was using to, while he's looking for boats, I would collect the phone, time the contraction, just so when we get to the hospital, I'm able to tell, this is the intervals, and answer all the questions. So by divine mercy, he was able to get a boat around 3. I really can't remember that. I wish my husband is here to give me like the timelines. But that was like around 3, he was able to get a boat. And then the ride came to drop somebody in the estate. So it was just like close by. So he came. And then my husband had to, I just grabbed the nearest Ankara. Meanwhile, when it started getting intense around 1 or 2, I told my husband to there were still some things I had not put in the box. So I was directing him, put this, put this, put this, put this, put this, put this. Then by the time we got into the car and started going to the hospital, in fact, I had to hold the kidney at some point because the contractions were getting really strong. So when we got to the hospital, they asked me, when did it start? I told them 12. And that was like around 4 now, I think. Yeah, around 4. And then the doctor checked me and said, I just heard him say, wow, this woman is far gone already. Checked me and said I was 7 to 8 centimeters dilated already. That means I could have had the baby in the house because they had told me that early, especially so I didn't believe all of that. I'd read and I'd prayed and I'd listened to Peter's testimony and I said that my labor was going to be fast, right? So, but then the early stages, I felt it was going to be like early stages, you're not going to feel it so much and all of that. But it was a surprise because the pain was not even like as imagined, and I was already like 8 centimeters gone. Anyways, I was taken to the hospital, but I feel like the check-in made the whole thing speed up, or maybe made me feel it more, or maybe because I was no longer in my house. But at that point, I just wanted to have the baby. So they said they were not going to check me again until 2 hours time. I told them it took me less than 4 hours to go from 0 to 8, but the child did not check me till I think around 6-ish. That was when, they now said, oh, you can go into, by the time they checked me, I was like fully dilated. And then the baby came. It was just like mind blowing because it was very fast. And from there is like another story I don't want to go into, another testimony I don't want to go into right now. But that's it for the labor and the delivery vlog. And yeah, I'll put some clips here and there, or I might have put some clips here and there of when we got to the hospital. It was when we got to the hospital that my husband now started filming. At some point when I was supposed to go into the delivery room, or what is it, labor room or something, my husband said, are you not going to change? Because there's this clothes I bought, I showed in the packing for hospital. My husband said, are you not going to change your dress? I said, no, I just want this baby to come out. I'll go to the toilet. My husband said, come on, let me film you now. I said, no, please. At the point I almost said, get this camera off my face. That's why people that are able to like film the whole thing, I wonder how they were able to do it. But yeah, that's it. All through the pregnancy, God came through. In the labor and delivery, God came through. In fact, like I said, there's another big testimony I will not even go into now. God just showed up in ways I cannot explain. I'm surprised I'm able to share this with a straight face. Probably when I start getting into the other part of testimony, maybe I'll probably cry. I don't think I can ever share that testimony with a straight face. But God has been faithful. Conception, pregnancy, delivery, post-delivery. God can be trusted. See, let me not even start getting unnecessarily emotional here, but God can be trusted. So yeah, that's the labor and delivery vlog. Baby is fine. I'm going to put some pictures here and there. I would have shown his face, but I'm sure he's probably sleeping now, and I don't want to disturb his sleep. For people that have given birth, you know what that means. So yeah, baby is fine. I am fine, and it feels so good to be back here. And yes, baby came on the 25th of September. Yeah, I know you guys will be surprised, but I just had like a backlog of videos. I said, I don't want to come up here to announce that giving birth here. Let me just make sure that everything goes in that path. And eventually, it now felt like, am I ready to announce? No, I'm not ready to announce. Announce? No. At the point, my mom was like, when are you going to announce that you have given birth? You know, coupled with the whole newborn phase and everything, I was just like, I'm not ready for, you know, that influx of wishes and everything. I said, I just want to. In fact, when I gave birth, I sent a broadcast to my close friends and family, told them, baby is here, and we just want to savor this moment. You know, we might not be attending to calls, you know, no plenty calls and messages. Let's just go through this moment. You know, if there's any way you can help. And I'm really grateful for the help I got, friends and, you know, family that came around at different points in time to show their support, you know, helping in any ways they can, people that, you know, supported us. That period was intense, and I'm really grateful for all the helps we got. Maybe later on we can talk about the newborn phase. You see, that's another thing that people don't get to talk about, right? See me thinking that when the baby arrives, I can finally sleep as I want, sleep on my stomach, sleep for long. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. Next year promises to be very, very interesting. I have like content planned for next year. You don't want to miss out on those content. So thank you for watching once again. Thank you for the year 2024. Thank you for joining with me. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Thank you for being there with me. I felt like you guys were there all through the journey. You know, when I posted that crying video, the kind of love I got on YouTube, on Instagram, on my WhatsApp, on Facebook, it was just really overwhelming. And I told my husband, wow, I'm really loved. I wish I posted that video like in time when I was going through it, but I didn't announce my pregnancy up until I was like 4 months or 5 months gone, when I knew that, you know, I was going to start showing very soon, and I didn't want to hide it. So I'd gone past that stage even when I posted that video, but even at that time it still came in handy. Thank you so much. I think I should just end this video here. If you have watched till this point, please subscribe, like this video, share with your friends and family, and I'll see you in the next one. And Happy New Year in advance. I love you. Thank you.
Babe, say hi.
Hi.
So right now you're like how many centimeters?
7 to 8.
7 to 8 centimeters dilated.
Under 3 hours.
Under what?
3 hours, almost there.
Time is what?
That's like 4 hours.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I just want to sleep.
I'll play music for you, Abby. So guys, they've changed our word and we're currently just waiting for them to set everything up. I think this is the baby cot. They're trying to set that up for us too. So when the baby comes, this is our baby's doing. think the contractions are getting worse. Alright, so what's the time now? The time is what? Almost 5 a.m. Almost 5 a.m. So I'll keep you guys updated. Hi guys, so this is what 7 o'clock and she has been like inside there for like 5-10 minutes. So they already moved her inside, so she's already 10 centimeter dilated. Right, so she's inside now, bringing forth the child. So I'll keep you guys updated when she's done and she comes out. I know it will be quick and she'll be out very soon. So 7 o'clock. Let's see how long it takes. All right then. Bye. Can you guys hear his cry? I can already hear his cry, and I can hear his cry already. So he's already out. So I can already hear his small cry. All right, I'll keep you guys updated. Right. So baby's out already. So I'm just waiting for them to come out of the theater. All right.